Hi, I'm Pamela Windle and I'm a women's health coach and hypnotherapist, and I'm here today with Kathryn Peaden, who's from Arcadia Physiotherapy.
Hi, I'm Kathryn at Arcadia and I'm a women's health physiotherapist, and so we obviously work and collaborate together as much as possible. And today we're just going to do a little podcast, not too long, about how a couple of components of daily posture can actually affect the whole body. So we're going to talk about the hamstrings and how your head posture can affect your body systems and so on. So one of them is mechanical and one of them is a bit more neurological. So the hamstrings we'll start with. So I see loads of people who say, oh, I've got such tight hamstrings. So I'm going to show you, with the help of Pamela, how to check whether you actually are tight, whether they just feel tight. Sometimes they can be long but feel tight. So I often get people who sort of say, oh, I've got tight hamstrings, yet they can do that, but they feel tight at the end of the range. So we're going to have a look at you and see where you are. And then I'll show you what to expect, you know, if you feel, to confirm that you have short hamstrings or not. And then we'll talk about how that will affect your posture and you know, the health of your whole body. So, have you got any questions before I start moving you around?
No, that's all.
Great. So if you want to lie down on your back, that would be okay, useful. So just as a kind of basic anatomy, your hamstrings are the muscles at the back of your thigh, and their main job is to bend the knee, and they're the counter muscle to your quads. So your quads, if you clench your quads, they'll straighten the leg. If you curl your hamstrings, they pull the knee to bend. So to check how long they are, there's two ways to do this. They attach to the back of your calves, right at the top. So if you can feel underneath the knees here, you'll feel like some tendons just either side, quite big tendons. Those are the bottom of your hamstrings. So all I need to do is keep this leg relaxed. Just going to put my hand on your hip bone just to feel that your pelvis isn't coming up with the leg. And then I'm just going to raise the leg as far as it feels comfortable. And then when we get to the point where your pelvis starts to tilt back, that's where we stop. Okay, and so you get to about there with your right leg. One leg might be different from the other, so we'll have a look. Okay, and then the other side. And just bringing that up. So yeah, on your left side, a little bit more range, for whatever reason. So that's the sort of general length, and the reason we think about what the pelvis is doing is because the top of the hamstrings is just on your sitting bones. That's where they attach, the other end of it. So another way to test it, which is sometimes slightly more revealing and eliminates this movement of potential movement at the pelvis, is to bring yourself up into 90 degrees at the hip, keeping that knee still, then passively, so I'm moving your leg, you're just relaxing it, get to this point, right? So that's not too bad. Sometimes people feel real tightness even there if they spend all their life at a desk. But yours is, you know, quite range, and I think if you contracted your quads, you could probably straighten up. Yeah. So that's not really moved your leg down at all. But passively, the muscles kind of feel happy about there. You can feel that resistance, can't you? So, what that means, you can just come up and sit there.
Thank you.
Thank you for the demo. So what that means in terms of the rest of your posture, so if you find that you do genuinely have tight hamstrings and you're kind of stuck in this position and you can't get anywhere near there, that's going to affect the tilt of your pelvis. And as we talked in previous sessions that you can find online, the angle of your pelvis, so where your hip bones are in relation to your little dimples at the back, they should be level, those hip bones and the dimples. And often if your hamstrings are tight, they'll pull downwards on the bottom of your pelvis and tilt everything upwards at the front, like John Travolta, but in a pathological way, not in a fun dancing kind of way. So if I tilt the pelvis like this, say when I'm standing up, what that looks like, instead of standing upright, it looks like this. And you think lots of mums and stuff carry their babies on one hip. What that also creates is a bit of aggravation in the lower back, so people often get sort of stiffness and achiness just at the top of their sacrum. And it can purely be because their hamstrings are short and it's pulling your pelvis down. This position also means you get a long abdomen, which can be weak, and then obviously your core affects, you know, your capacity to do other fitness things. It's with a stable core and safely and so on. So short hamstrings, not that you think it, it can be related to back pain. They can also be related to neck pain and shoulder pain, because the further your hips go forward, the further your chin wants to go forward to kind of counteract the curve that's going the wrong way at the lower part of the body.
I guess the centre of gravity isn't shifted, hasn't it? Basically?
Absolutely, yeah. You've you've got your plumb line down the centre, and if your hips go forward, then your shoulders will go back, and your head needs to go forward again. So and just tiny things like slightly tight hamstrings can really have changes all the way up the chain, which is obviously important as we know with mums, but it applies to everybody.
Yeah, definitely.
And people who sit at a desk kind of in 90 degrees like this all day, that's the hamstring contraction. Even if it's relaxed, it's held in a shortened position. And then once you get up, we all creak a bit. But if you're not consistently lengthening and stretching those hamstrings, feeling them challenged in a long way, then they're over time going to get shorter and tighter, and you risk that posterior tilt of the pelvis and all the chain reactions going up from there.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.